My sidekick is sleeping in the background. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. Welcome to a pick-a-card reading on a special topic. I thought that today I would dedicate the spiritual holding space to figuring out solutions and creative ways of healing your friendships. When I say friendships, I mean it in a broader sense. This could be a reading in which you may find nourishing messages about a sibling, a relationship to your sister or brother, maybe biological, maybe in spirit, maybe a member of your soul family, somebody that you consider to be a close friend, a best friend, and for some reason you may have had some misunderstandings or some problems in your connection. I aim to give you some clarity, some solutions, some ways to find healing in that specific friendship situation. So take this reading and please make it your own. I'm sure that you will find within it messages that will resonate deeply with your soul. I am showing here in front of you a choice of 4 different options. They are plush toys. I have been collecting them throughout the year because I am getting ready to package them and send them to an orphanage. I was looking forward to doing this kindness to an orphanage for a while now. They have been recently washed and kind of like groomed so that they could be clean and ready to play. And before I pack them away, I just thought I would use them in this reading because it may help your inner child. It could be playful as well. I just thought they would be some really nice spirit guides in this personal reading, in this connection. Basically, you guys know that animals and animal spirits, they help us to grow, they guide us through our many difficulties, and even though they may appear in this funny, playful, plush form, they still can be some powerful animal spirits that guide you towards healing in your friendship. So for group 1, I have here the elephant. Okay, this is a really sweet, I think it's an African elephant rather than an Indian elephant, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, for group 2, we have here the orangutan. It has this really beautiful orange coat, and it's very wise and sweet looking. For group 3, we have here the flamingo, who is so tall, it finds it hard to fit into the frame, but it's very sweet and soft pink colored. And for group 4, she fainted a little bit, but we have here the classic squirrel, a symbol of autumn, with a really beautiful lush tail and kind eyes. So take a moment now to see which of these 4 plush toys pulls you in the most, especially in connection to your friend, your sibling, the person that you are here trying to figure out some creative solutions towards healing in your connection. And if you manage to actually make a choice, then thank you so much. I will see you at your specific pile. Before you go, I do want to give you a great big hug and thank you so much for all the things you have sent my way in this period. I've been having a really blessed Venus return in Aquarius because I've been receiving small gifts from you each day, almost to the point where the postman is laughing when knocking at my door. It's like, oh, it's you again. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And because you're giving to me, I'm able to give to other people in need as well. So it's a pay it forward kind of link that we're creating here. And your generosity inspires me to be generous. And hopefully in our own little way, in our own local way, we can make the world a little bit better, one gift at a time. If you want to get in touch with me for a personal reading, I do offer those. The second link in the description box, the one underneath the memberships, takes you to my website where you can see a range of affordable options. Please feel free to subscribe to my other channels. I have a second channel, the Eden Nearby, in which I'm uploading a lot of gaming content and I'm having so much fun. So if you want to have a look at indie creative games, check me out there. Also, my third channel, The Spiritual Cosmos, has a lot of analysis of celebrities from an astrological point of view. I'm also keeping up to date with the transits. Next year in 2025, there will be so many important transits. The planets Saturn, Neptune, Uranus are all switching signs, and I am there to cover it all. So please feel free to subscribe to that channel and be notified when I'll be releasing all these important transit update videos. Also, I have been very active on my website. On the main page of my website, you can also find not only my personal readings, but articles in which I am dissecting some of my main interests in film and also psychological development, but I'm also using an astrological lens to analyze them. So if you're curious about more astrological content, head on over there to my website to read some of the articles I'm published. It's all free, so it's for you to enjoy and to hopefully dive deeper into your astrological knowledge. Anyway, all this being said, thank you for your support. I love you guys so much. I hope that you're having really relaxing holidays and that this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius hasn't been too harsh on you. After you have chosen a specific animal, then let's jump straight into your specific group and see how can you heal your friendship. Hi group 1, welcome to a pick a card reading on the topic of healing your friendships. So in this reading today, I aim to give you some clarity regarding a connection that you have with a best friend. It could even be a sibling, somebody that you consider part of your soul family and you had some issues with. So this reading is for those of you who are drawn to the elephant plush toy. So I see here a certain heaviness has befallen your connection to your friend. But I also see that you are under the auspices of a lot of optimistic breakthroughs. I genuinely feel that whatever issue may have happened between you and your friend, you will be able to resolve it. Because the elephant is the spiritual emissary of the Lord Ganesh, who in Hindu mythology represented the destroyer of obstacles. No matter how many issues or delays or misunderstandings you could be going through at the moment in your connection with your friend, I feel that you both can still work at this connection, that there will be some sort of breakthrough, a moment of aha and illuminated awareness that will seep into both of your minds, and you will decide to reconnect eventually. Now, all this being said, let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Hey, we have here Six of Wands, victory, and we have here the Two of Swords. I feel that a lot of the misunderstandings between the two of you were connected somehow, and I can't speak, give me a second. Exactly, communication blocks. I feel that either you or your friend is currently going through some sort of throat-related issues. Maybe you've got the seasonal flu, or you're feeling a little bit under the weather. So God bless. I hope that you will be restored to health very soon, both you and your friend. So I see here that there were some problems related to indecision. You had an argument, or there was an issue here about maybe you or your friend, I'm picking that it's your friend, not being able to choose a side. Like your friend was just sitting on a fence. They were, Switzerland. They were neutral. They couldn't decide whether to give you something that could have helped you win an argument. Maybe they needed to back you up with something, and your friend was like, no, I'm not getting into this. You're on your own. And you saw this as a form of betrayal. With the Six of Wands here, I see there was some sort of competition between you and your friend, or you were engaged in a competition with somebody else and your friend needed to support you. You needed your friend's support at that point in time. And I see very clearly here that unfortunately there may have been a pretty passionate falling out. One of you may have raised her voice, may have shouted at the other one, and the other one decided to just go on, like radio silence, no communication, stonewalling you. Yeah, I'm really sorry if this has happened. I know it's happened in my life as well in the past, and there are ways to overcome these impasses. Okay, so let's see. What does the tarot suggest? What does it recommend? We have the Strength card blocked, Leo energy. So there was some pride here, some wounded pride that intervened with your beautiful connection. Then we have here the Page of Swords. Okay, and we have here the Eight of Wands. Okay, these cards tell a very, how should I say, a very normal, very blunt, very direct story. Vulnerability is required so that you guys can get out of this problem. One of you needs to admit the truth to the other one and needs to say, I'm sorry, I effed up. Without vulnerability, this connection is going to continue to stay in this weird limbo radio silence vibration. One of you needs to find the courage to send a text message to the other one. Ideally, it should be the person who's at fault here. It would be against wisdom for you to reach out to your person if you feel that you are the wronged one. Yeah, you shouldn't apologize for having had feelings and having felt betrayed. It is the other person that should recognize that they have betrayed you or they have made you feel bad and apologize to you. Yeah. So be careful about that balance. It's really good to be discerning and to look at what exactly happened here. Who started this? Why did we reach that point? So do a careful analysis, go over certain details of that moment of your argument and figure out whose fault was it? Was it your fault? Was it your friend's fault? If it was your friend's fault, then what do you feel was the big issue? Why were you so wounded? Why were you so hurt by your friend's behavior? So a little bit of introspection goes a long way in this connection. You may want to put your thoughts down on paper. When we put thoughts on paper, we clear our minds, first of all, and then we are able to make better sense of whatever it is that we're going at light speed in our mind. Thoughts in our mind can become very jumbled, very messy. You know, you keep having a train of thought, and then all of a sudden it's interrupted by the fact that you're getting hungry. Or, I don't know, you get distracted by a sensation in your body, like something pinches you. So it's very difficult to actually see yourself to a good logical conclusion by just keeping your thoughts in your head, because they could be easily thrown away by distractions. While when you write, you actually sit down and you create the space for you to pay attention genuinely to what you're thinking and to see the logical thread in your ideas. So it's very, very good to continue this hand-eye link that exists when we write things down. A lot of us increasingly are forgetting how to write, or we're not writing anymore because we're typing all day long. So it's an extra moment of being a unique badass for you to do something off the beaten track and to put your thoughts down on paper and organize your mind a little bit. I feel that you can also organize what you want to say to your friend in the eventuality that you want to reach out. I also see here with the Eight of Wands that you guys, once somebody admits that they were wrong and apologizes, the other person will easily forgive them. Not only that, but you will quickly get back to your shenanigans. You're going to start having fun with each other. And especially you're going to take each other out, maybe going shopping, maybe going to, I don't know, a festive holiday market. It is the season of Christmas markets and all sorts of fun things outdoors in the snow or in the cold weather. So you guys are just going to spend more time together. You're going to start maybe taking yourself out on, fun adventures. The Eight of Wands is a card of action, fast action, doing a lot of fun things. So I see that you guys can actually regain your joie de vivre, right? You can feel like, come over here, let me give you a hug. Why was I so upset with you? So it does seem like the conversations between the two of you were marred by a certain misunderstanding that needs to be cleared up by somebody needing to swallow their pride. Think about it. Would you rather be alone and prideful, or would you rather be vulnerable and with a good friend by your side? Think about what would you gain from each scenario and what would you lose from each scenario. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you what you decide to do. I'm only here to give you the message. So let's see the oracle cards. What story did they tell? So we have here Thike, the goddess of luck. There may have been a quarrel related to money here. Maybe you were in a competition with somebody at work, or you had some issues with money and your friend did not back you up in that situation. Your friend may owe you some money, in which case you can easily clear up the misunderstanding by actually asking your friend to pay you back, or you need to pay your friend back. I'm not exactly seeing who's in the wrong in this situation, but I'm seeing the details of the problem, of the misunderstanding. And money and feeling lucky played a big role in why you guys argued. So one of you was feeling down on their luck, the other one may have won something. There was some jealousy, there was some rivalry between the two of you, a little bit of a competition, and it led to a blowout, it led to an argument. And I feel like your friend or your sibling decided to just go down the path of stonewalling you, right? Instead of explaining to you what happened and why did they behave in that way. We have here the moon. I do feel that this may be a situation in which you're here about a sibling, because the moon tells me that you guys may share a mother. I feel as well that the emotions were hurt in this connection. There was an emotional issue. So I do feel that you guys had an argument because one of you felt deeply hurt by the other one and not acknowledged. When another person, you know, it's like in that song with you say your best when you say nothing at all. And I feel that in this case, your person's silence ended up hurting you. So your friend's silence ended up hurting you. I also feel that a really vulnerable moment of conversation that could take place at night, in the evening, in which you guys decide to focus on your feelings and to ask your friend or your sibling, well, why did you make me feel in this way? Or how did that make you feel when I said that or when I did that? What emotion do you think was behind all of this? I mean, how were you feeling that day? Why were you feeling in that way? Could you let me know a little bit? Like having these conversations in which you specifically ask questions related to feelings can really clear the emotional air between the two of you, which is at the moment quite electric. It's sitting at cross wires. We have here gratitude. So definitely an attitude of gratitude really unblocks a lot of issues in your life, and it gets you into this humble, connected energy. I feel that here you need to remind yourself that it's wonderful to have a sibling. It's wonderful to have a friend. It's a gift from God. Friends and siblings are spiritual gold, basically, especially if you get along with them. They can be some of your biggest allies in this lifetime, your biggest helpers. Life is easier when you have people helping you out throughout it, right? Than when you get to do everything on your own. So being grateful for the fact that you met this person, letting this person know that even though you may have had an argument, you're grateful about the fact that you're learning from this experience. This can really unblock the energy between the two of you. And even if you don't want to continue the relationship, or if you're not as close as you used to be because you've gone through this change, I still think that you can have this special place in your heart for them and heal your own heart from this misunderstanding by allowing yourself to feel thankful for the lesson, thankful for the experience. The keywords here are feel how life showers you with blessings and give thanks. Yeah, give thanks to the divine for the fact that you have this friend. In most cases, those of you who are drawn to this pile are in a connection with somebody of the same gender as you. So you may be a woman inquiring here about a sibling that is also a woman, or a very good best friend that is also a woman. You share a lot of things in common and you don't realize it how similar you guys are in certain things, especially in the way in which I feel like both of you could get hurt emotionally from the same kind of things. You share a lot of icks or irks in common, you know? And I think this is initially what brought you together as friends, although it may have also been proximity or familiarity that brought you closer to each other. For example, if this is a sibling, well, it's inevitable that you grew up together. If this is a friend, this is somebody that you may have met early on in your life. You may have been school buddies or kindergarten friends, or neighbors that used to play a lot together outside, or something of that nature, like proximity, the fact that you guys lived close to one another, or you went to school close to each other in the same classroom. This brought you guys together karmically, but then you continued the connection emotionally because you have similar emotional styles and similar values as well. And this also makes you tick each other's buttons in the wrong way, so you can use what you know about the other person to kind of make them feel bad when you are angry. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of the power you have of knowing a person and using that person's vulnerabilities against them when shit hits the fan and you are irate. It is good when you are angry to just focus on you and just say I affirmations. I'm boiling right now. I am so upset. I needed support and you couldn't give it to me, rather than to blame the other person and to call them names and to project issues like, look what you made me do. That's heavy projection. Because in those cases, it's just leading to an erosion of the relationship to such an extent that it may not be able to be saved later along down the line. And it's also unfair. It's an unfair advantage, and it leads to the destruction of trust when you use a person's vulnerability and things that they have said to you when you guys were private or in like very close, very intimate, in a moment of trust. If you use that information against them, it's going to be very difficult to get that person to trust you again. So that's why trust is such an important thing to have in a connection. And when you have somebody's trust, treat it as something divine, treat it as something really precious. Because when trust is lost, it is so difficult to regain it. So if you are just naturally being given the gift of trust organically, without much effort, then consider yourself really lucky, okay? If people trust you and if you are able to trust them, you are one wealthy person. Now we have here possession, and we also have the goddess Sulis Minerva, life, water, and nourishment. In certain cases, I feel like you had an argument with your friend related to motherhood, maybe how you care for children. If both of you have children, or one of you has child and the other one doesn't, there may have been some criticism here that you leveled at each other related to how you're raising your children, how you should treat them when they get emotional. And I feel like this misunderstanding was coming out of the fact that one of you may not be a mother and the other one may have children already. So the other one felt unfairly judged. And the other one felt a little bit envious that she's not able to have something of her own. Possession here does talk about this jealousy, wanting what the other person has. I also see the keywords here. Do you need to redefine what you value? What is the cost of your loss? What are some changes that are causing you to feel undervalued? Yeah, one of you is feeling, and I'm getting that this is mostly you, you're feeling a little bit undervalued for the fact that you do not have children, or you do not have a busy schedule, or as busy as your friend has. While your friend here feels a little bit overwhelmed and misunderstood because she feels like she can't confide in you because you can't give her the correct advice, seeing as you're not going through the same experience as she is. It may also be that your friend, being a mother, if this is the case, if this resonates with some of you out there, she has been starting to hang out with other mothers as friends, and you're feeling a little bit left out, like what's going on with us? I feel like I can't talk to you anymore. You're always busy with other people. You're in a new group of friends, and I'm feeling left out, right? So this is about taking ownership of your connection with your friend and prioritizing it, because you feel like your relationship to your friend is kind of slipping away. Your friend is being her attention is being grabbed by other groups of mommy friends, or basically just groups in which she is active, in which she is doing some sort of thing that is important to her, but she cannot share it with you because you're not going through the same kind of experience. Yeah. So if this does not resonate with you in terms of motherhood, this could be that your friend is doing something else. Maybe she's getting a degree as a psychotherapist and she's going to conferences and she's meeting academics and she's talking to them about emotions and trauma and healing, and she can't talk to you about these things because maybe you are in IT, you are in tech, you're doing something completely different. I don't know, you're testing games for a living or something of that nature. So when you guys meet, it's like, it's hard to find the same common ground to have conversations. While in the past, it used to be a bit more direct and a bit more fun, and you guys could just meet up and do something wacky and create a beautiful memory. So keeping a humble approach, being tolerant and open-minded of the other person's experiences. When you ask your friendship, when you ask your friend, hey, how are you? How have you been? How is work? Really listen, even if she's working in a field that is very different to your own. Listen to what she has to say about her job, about what the ups and downs are. Try not to be in that awful way of listening, which is called active listening, but it's not active at all. It's quite dismissive, when you just sit back and you think about what you want to say. You don't even think about what the person is saying. You're just thinking about, I'm just going to nod my head and I'm going to prepare what I have to say once I am being given the clear to speak. Don't do that. It's not helping you emotionally. It's not helping the other person. And it's further along creating a wedge between you and your friend. But I also feel like your friend should definitely revise their behavior and apologize to you if there was something that they said that hurt you, that made you feel left out, that made you feel angry or jealous. Your friend really needs to come and ask you, hey, how are you? I do apologize for my behavior the last time. Let's break this radio silence. All in all, I do feel that you guys will be successful because you chose the elephant. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps and brings clarity into your life. Take care. God bless. Ciao. Hi, group 2. Hello, darlings. Welcome to a pick a card reading on healing friendships. My intention with this reading is to give you some clarity related to your connection to your best friend or sibling, somebody that you hold near and dear to your heart and you see as a member of your soul family. So let's figure out what happened in this connection with you and your person. I'm jumping ahead. There is a sense of rushing impulsivity here. But I also want to show you the animal that you may have been drawn towards. We have here the wise orangutan in this really bright orange color. It's so cute. I love it. So here is a symbol of intelligence. I feel that both you and your friend are very intelligent individuals. And this could be a blessing, but it could also be a curse in terms of feeling emotionally close to each other. I am picking up on a certain degree of rushing things a lot in this connection. You may be rushing your friend. One of you could be very impulsive and a little bit snappy. The temperament could be very, come on, I want it now. What are you doing? Why are you not? Like, one of you is giving commands and a lot of orders to the other one. So if this is a connection between you and a sibling, one of you is coming across as very domineering. I also am getting a sense of coldness, like emotional frost. Intellectually, you guys share a lot of things in common. I think that you talk a lot about, you give each other very good advice related to everyday planning, where to invest, how to make money, how to save up, how to get the right kind of products. I think that you have a connection that is quite pragmatic. You give each other really good pragmatic advice. But I also feel that you one-up each other with, look, I got the latest bag, or I got the latest product. Look at my car, it's so fancy, it's so expensive. I can help you figure out how you can get the same kind of car. Or you one-up each other with, like, you have a partner, and look at how beautiful my partner is and how wealthy my partner is and how I went to this type of holiday with my partner. I can also help you attract such a partner. So there is a certain envy going on between you and your friend, and competitiveness as well. What is going on tonight with competition? Because group 1 had competition. Wow. And I heard the motor of a very intense sports car outside when I said that. So there is this underlying layer of competition, a little bit of envy, and it is masked as goodwill. It's like, instead of outright saying, I want to be better than you because, I don't know, I want to one-up you due to an unconscious emotion that was not processed in my childhood. That was a mouthful. You just transform that into, no, wait, I am doing well in life and I can also teach you how to do well as well. I don't think that you guys were always like that. I think this happened only in recent years. And I think that one of you being in a connection with a certain romantic person led to this air of competition between the two of you. One of you has changed since they met somebody, since they are in this romantic connection. One of you has changed dramatically. And I feel that the other one, which I'm kind of picking up on the fact that this is you. You are the one that can see the change towards the negative in your friend. And I think this is why you are at a crossroads. You don't know whether to keep this person in your life or whether to just cut them off. Whether you feel that your friend has become somebody toxic, superficial, materialistic that you no longer want to keep in touch with. Difficult. Yes, people do change, but it does feel like it's a change she may have gone through because of some sort of masking something else that she's feeling. Like, instead of coming to you and saying, look, I'm really sad, I don't know what's going on, I'm not happy in this connection. Instead of doing that, there is a feeling of, no, I'm okay, I'm managing, I'm doing well, this connection is fine. She's lying to herself, and you see through that. You see through that BS, and that's what causes the issues here. So it could be either a best friend or a sibling, somebody that you had a very close connection to. Yeah, you had a very solid connection. You were very loyal to each other. You were helping each other out in the past. And now it's turned into a fashion show, or kind of like product naming, commodity fetishism. You know, it's like the competition of commodity fetishism between the two of you at the moment. And you just don't understand, when did this change happen? How did it happen? It's like you feel like you overnight woke up and you're like realizing, hey, hang on a minute, this person is not at all that person I felt so close to. So yes, we see here the 10 of Cups blocked. You used to make each other so happy. You used to really enjoy hanging out with each other. And now, unfortunately, all these cups are spilled. It's like, where did the emotion go? Why are we behaving like zombies? What's going on? One of you is also getting plastic surgery and the other one doesn't agree with that. Or some sort of beauty enhancements, maybe as Botox or lip fillers. And the other one doesn't agree with it. It's like, you're beautiful just as you are. What's going on? Why are you so perfectionistic with your looks all of a sudden? And I think it's connected to your friends or your siblings' lowered self-esteem, as she is at the moment in a romantic connection that's not helping her thrive and love herself. We have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, you feel like you want to walk away from this connection, but you can't. Something is still holding you there. And I think it's the genuine love that you have for this person. And in certain cases, you can't walk away because this is a family member. Yeah, you want to keep in touch with your sibling. You want to help them in some way. But again, the emotion is out. There is no more empathy or compassion between the two of you. Yeah, a big change, a big transformation. The Death card, Scorpio energy. So there needs to be like a really intense mind, body, and soul overhaul of this connection. Yeah, definitely. And I do think it has to do with your person's sexual alliance to this new counterpart. Maybe they got married to somebody and they regret it, but instead of admitting to themselves that they made a mistake, they're trying to gloss over what they're feeling, and they are escaping in shopping. You know, they use shopping as retail therapy. but it's not a sustainable way to live because it may lead them towards bankruptcy or debt or all sorts of other issues. Having a very cluttered house, for example. We have here the Ace of Pentacles. There will be an opportunity for you to make amends to each other. A gift. I do think that towards the holiday season, you may give a gift to your friend, to your sibling, and I feel that they will reciprocate, and you will start very slowly a conversation towards what is actually going on with them emotionally. Some of you may take this, whatever you hear, the advice that you hear in this reading, and you may try to adapt the things that you will say to this individual, because I think that some of you are getting some sort of bout of awareness right now as to your friend's behind the scenes feelings. Your friend kind of went inside of herself and hid there. She's no longer visible on the outside. And I think it's because of the possessiveness or kind of like emotional manipulation and blackmail that your friend is currently at the mercy of in her marriage or in her long-term commitment to this partner that is just not good. It's just not good. And because of the fact that she feels somehow trapped in this connection, although technically she's not, you can just get up and walk away, right? But we all know how difficult that is to do, especially when you're emotionally attached to a person that is not good for you. Because of that, it's kind of like you don't know what to do, because you can't really force your sibling or your best friend to walk away from a situation that is obviously toxic for them. You can't get them to come out of hiding, to express themselves like they used to with a lot of emotion. So there is just this weird stalemate between the two of you. And I also feel that you don't really appreciate hanging out with your friend and her partner. But the Ace of Pentacles does promise some sort of resolution, a healing, an opportunity to begin again in a very solid, pragmatic way, an opportunity to trust each other again. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say. I need more cards. La morality. Yeah, there was a heavy amount of judgment happening here in this connection between you and your friend. There were some harsh words said. There was some difficulty, some meanness, like, I know better than you and what you're doing is wrong, right? These could have been things that you said to your friend or your friend said to you. And when you feel judged, you obviously don't want to hang out with such an individual, right? Because you can't really be yourself. You have to watch what you say, how you dress, how you look. Judging other people is true toxicity, it's true venom. And there's such a heavy amount of judgment going on in society at large at the moment, which is leading to lots of people feeling isolated and not wanting to engage in the social world. And I think that the larger social forces have kind of trickled down into your connection as well. You or your friend could be stressed out due to economic hardships, but it's also like I feel you put pressure on yourselves as well, especially your friend, to look perfect, to earn a lot, in a state in which the world's economies are flailing, right? So this may be a call to just bring things back to basic, to simplify, to minimalize things in life in order to continue to survive in a good manner. But it's like you see your friend going the opposite end. It's like bigger and bolder and more expensive and still in that luxury mindset that is not at all practical at the moment. So Allah kind of promises a return to values, a return to both of you understanding, hey, hang on a minute. There is something here that connected us to each other initially, right? And you see the serpent, right, around her. We can still heal this. We can still heal this connection and figure out a way to talk to one another without judging each other. By creating the safe space in which I hold back from saying anything until you've finished saying everything you have to say. And I'm going to do my best to put myself in your shoes. Empathy is the opposite of judgment. So try to understand how it is for your friend to be in her situation, and allow your friend as well. Give her this kind of moments of prise de conscience, give her these moments of lightening awareness by putting into words what it is that really annoys you or bothers you. It's like, I don't like it when you don't pay attention to me, or I don't like it when you don't look at me when I speak to you, or I would like you to take this situation very seriously because it means a lot to me. You can't just make fun of it. Or could we just not talk about shoes for a second and just talk about how you are and how you're feeling? So these moments in which you put into words what you notice rather than hold back and be cowardly, but having the courage to just put into words what you notice about the situation in a kind, soft way, not in a judgmental way, not in a you are wrong and I am right, let me tell you why. No. Avoid that kind of behavior, because that's just creating a chasm between you and your friend. And your friend will only kind of like build up the defense, and she will hide behind this kind of like fortified fortress and no longer listen to you. So if you want what you say to be convincing and persuasive, say it in an honest and compassionate way by being brave enough to just be there and present and say, look, I've noticed this. What's going on? I want to help you, but I can't help you if you don't come out of your hiding and tell me what exactly has been going on, So having this openness is really going to help you shift your connection. Spirit of Earth, number 19. Have faith, you are supported. It would be great if you could, both of you, go together on a trip, on some sort of hike. Ideally, you want to do something that is physical, and that is connected in some way to nature. Going to an ikebana class and doing some flower arrangements. Going to a gardening day. Going to the farmer's market together. Building up or taking a class in clay building, or clay decorations. Going and taking a massage together, maybe some sort of Ayurvedic massage. Something connected to your body, your health, and literally the smell of earth and having grass and greenery and plants around you. I feel like this is really going to calm down both of your energies and truly help you understand where you're coming from, where you guys started, and what is really important in your lives at the moment. Because I feel that at the moment, one of you is under the glitzy glamour of consumerism. It's like the soul is blocked, it's hidden somewhere inside. Your friend may be spending too much time shopping online rather than understanding her worth or being in her body and understanding what ails her, what gives her pleasure, and that she's still here and that she's still real in some way. And I think you can help her with that because we have pedestal here. So this is about being a rock for each other in times of need, helping each other out when everything comes crashing down in the life of the other. So please extend the helping hand to your friend, even if you have history, even if you had quarreled in the past. Your friend may need you to be a safe harbor for her, especially if she's going through something that could easily turn into domestic violence or even worse. So she needs you to be there to give her some sort of like roof over her head and allow her to sleep on your couch for a couple of days, or just providing some sort of loyalty and security as she's going through some really chaotic times. I also see here Ishtar, the divine feminine. Wow, what a beautiful image. And we see here feminine power, sexuality, and heaven on earth. I think if this is indeed resonating with you, okay, and I'm trying to formulate this as best as I can. If this is indeed resonating with you, that your friend is currently in a connection, a marriage, a long-term partnership that is toxic to her and is kind of degenerating into something more aggressive or violent, and you need to help her in this situation by being this rock for her. There is also a tinge here of envy at the fact that you may be single and your friend is not, and you want to be in a partnership and your friend already is in a partnership, and there could have been some underlying tensions between you and your friend or your sibling because you're thinking, well, you're already in love or you're already coupled up. What do you have to complain about? I have been single and I'm single for such a long time, but look, you are in a connection and you're still complaining. You need to see beyond this and go above this feeling of envy, because there is a feeling here of envy. It's like, I want what you have. Why can't you be happy with what you have now that you have it? But it's not the case, because what your friend has looks good only on the outside but feels awful on the inside. Your friend is not in a happy place in her connection. So understanding this, empathizing with your friend and seeing beyond the sexual competition is really going to help you guys come back to one another and be this beautiful pedestal, this beautiful rock to each other. I have your back, you have my back. Yeah, I trust you, you trust me. We are in this together. And if other people attack us, or if we are dealing with issues from the outside in, we are united in a common front, and that front is protecting each other, protecting each other's well-being. And I think this is wonderful, because most of the time our chosen family, right, our friends are our chosen family, our soul family, and sometimes they are the only family that we have, especially if you can't talk to your parents, if your parents are no longer here, or if you don't have any siblings, then it's really important to hold on to friends, no matter how many mistakes they made and how flawed they are as individuals. It's important to give people second chances in general. And I think this needs to be stated, because we live in a society that keeps giving us these bite-sized bits of information that tell you, you do you, queen, and cut out toxic people from your life. But you have to be careful what you cut out, because you could cut out a bush of roses and it will never flower again to such an extent. You have to be very careful. And roses, as you know, they go through periods when they lose all of their beauty, and it's just the spikes and the thorns, because they need to regenerate and blossom again come springtime. So you need to be careful and check the seasonal temperature of your connection. Is this a moment in just where your friend is wilting and you have to give her space to bloom again? Or is this a moment in which your friend has been affected by a weed, a virus, and you generally need to cut the connection off from the roots? But this requires your discrimination. It's not an easy decision to make. It's not as easy as just hitting the block button, on somebody that bothers you or annoys you. So we have here creativity. Take a risk if you are to lead a creative life. Invite creativity into your life. Create something new for yourself. I generally feel that if you do something together with your friend, as I mentioned earlier, in a pragmatic way, your friend may eventually open up. So you can begin by asking your friend to go out with you on a wine and paint night, for example. Yeah, we can meet, we can do something fun and creative together. We can have some vino and just be by each other's side. We don't even need to talk that much. Actually, it's preferable that you don't talk that much and that you just allow your bodies to be engaged in whatever activity you paid for. And I feel that your friend gradually, if you do this for her or together with her, is going to start opening up and tell you, look, I've been having these issues with my boyfriend or with my partner, so on and so on. And it would be great for you to just open yourself up to her side of the story, her experiences, rather than to gloss over and say, well, you're married or you're already in love. What's your problem? What's your issue? I, on the other hand, am perpetually single and, looking for love. Put that shit to the side. And I'm sorry for being so blunt, but put it to the side. Put that baggage to the side for a while, okay? We will deal with that in a love reading for you, my love. But we're talking here about your friend. And it's important to open yourself up to the experience of being compassionate to your friend, so that your friend can in return become a rock for you when you will need her support. So I do think that with wisdom and by doing something creative together, you and your friend can overcome this problem. You can heal your connection. And I feel that there is this opportunity for you guys to become each other's strong, solid fortress again. Because you used to be You used to be, yeah? You used to be these really strong, powerful creatures together until another individual came in and took it all away, yeah? Not completely, but has been giving you a hard time getting closer to your friend again. This is the reading that I have for you, group 2. I really hope it helps. God bless, good luck, and your future healing in this connection. Thank you so much for listening, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Ciao. Hi, group 3. Hello, darlings. Welcome to a reading on healing friendship. So my intention with this reading is to give you some clarity related to a situation with a sibling or a best friend, somebody that you call a part of your soul family, a member of your soul family. Maybe a person that you had some misunderstandings with, or just understanding what's going on at large in your social connections that are not connected to work or to love, but they are basically just connections that make you feel good, but for some reason you may have had issues with in the last couple of years, months. Now, right before doing your reading, and this really convoluted description that I put at the beginning, but right before doing your reading, I saw a quote from Morgan Freeman, which said that it's okay to have less friends as you grow older. Losing friends is a natural part of growing up. So it may be that you're struggling at the moment with the loss of friends. I am here to show you the animal spirit that you're drawn to, this plush flamingo. Flamingos are very unique, beautiful creatures. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing one in real life, but I saw them on documentaries and they always shock me. They just are something so amazing. It's like Mother Nature really had a field day when she created flamingos. Not only are they very tall and elegant looking creatures, but also their colors are very unique and vibrant. So I think that your connection to your friends always carried this energy of, in some way, a sense of open-mindedness, extravagance. Maybe you have very extravagant, unique friends. I'm getting a very strong Aquarius vibe. Either you're a sun in Aquarius or most of your friends are Aquarians. You may also have Venus in Aquarius. So I think that you're drawn towards unique individuals, people that really enjoy being themselves, that are not afraid to break normal, traditional patterns. And there may be an issue at the moment among you and your friends in your friends group related to this loss of uniqueness. You feel almost like a lot of your friends are just settling, complying. They are falling back in ranks. They are no longer as extravagant or as bold in the way in which they express themselves. Like everybody's becoming a little bit obedient or like blending into the crowd. Maybe you had friends that used to be very passionate about their political beliefs, and they would go out in social protests and they were wear their freak flag high, but now recently they just became incredibly dull and they no longer want to fight for anything. And even in the way in which they dress and their sense of style, they could be wearing darker, somber clothes and you're just not recognizing them anymore. So let's see right now what's going on. What's going on with group 3's friendships? Three of Cups. I see that you have a lot of fair weather friends. You know a lot of people, but it's like you don't really know them deeply. This is mostly like you have people that you enjoy hanging out with. You go out drinking with them, you party, you feel good, you celebrate with them. You meet in pubs or in bars and cafes with them. But I'm getting a sense of superficiality. Like you don't really talk about deep things with them. Your friends are really fun. Yeah, they always get the party started. They could be also a little bit loud. Maybe certain people complained. There is a certain volume when you guys hang out together, but you're generally having a good time. You really enjoy having friends, making friends. I'm also hearing a friend in every port of the world, so you may enjoy traveling and making friends through your travels. Knight of Pentacles. Well, I see here an individual that is very solid, very good looking, very set in their ways, enjoys having certain habits. I feel like this is your energy. I also feel that some of you have recently started a connection with somebody that carries this energy, which is reflected from yourself onto your partner. This is a same-aged individual, a male friend. This is somebody who is potentially a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. A person that is very slow, very sensual, not somebody that is excessively intelligent or encyclopedic or forward thinking, somebody who's a bit of more meat and potatoes kind of individual. You know, they go to work, they come home, they have certain habits that they don't want to break out of. They're big fans of food. They like to keep things in order. They don't like to create drama or havoc. I also see this again as the contrast between how you used to be with your friends and how the situation has currently transformed into, from something quite rockerous and like wild and I'm getting kind of a Mardi Gras kind of vibe, you know? So that whole energy of celebration and let's change the world and I don't know, let's dress up in really unique, innovative ways and let's change people's opinions about love and, you know, free love is everywhere. From that kind of vibe to, well, I'm just struggling to pay the bills. I'm gonna spend all of my time indoors. I don't really care about if I wear perfume or high quality clothes or if I wear makeup or if I decorate my body in a unique, crazy way. I just want to make it through the day, come home, sleep, you know? That's kind of the vibration I'm seeing here. So a very dramatic, drastic change in your personal connections. Let's pull more cards. Yeah, you're kind of feeling alone. You're feeling left out. Like you don't know, like the people that you used to be attracted to, you're afraid of attracting the same kind of people because maybe they change on you as well. And you don't know what to do because you continue to be a social friend, a social person. You like to have friends. I think naturally you make friendships. People come to you and talk to you out of the blue, but you don't know whether you should put more effort or invest any time into them because you're generally going at the moment through a feeling of like low willpower. With the Magician blocked, it's like, should I manifest friendships? Is it worth it anymore? Like when people change on me like this and I don't know what to say or to do, is it worth investing my time and energy into my group of friends if they just randomly transform in this way and just leave me hanging? There is a 5 of Wands. You want to put an end to conflicts. You no longer want to argue with them. You no longer want to change their minds about something. It's kind of like you've decided to give up. You've decided to give up on them, yeah. It's like, that's it. I'm out of this group. Everybody changed. I don't know what's going on. I used to be so unique. I used to be so powerful. When I was with you guys, I felt like I was supported, like we were changing society in some way. Now we are just fighting among each other. You know, it's just ego here, ego there. There is no understanding. There is no compassion. There is no common ground anymore. We've all taken sides, and unfortunately, it has placed each of us in opposition to each other. We can find no common ground. So you're deciding to become an army of one, and you've decided to just back away. You like pull all your energy into yourself, because in some way you feel that this is the mature thing to do. There's no point in holding on to something that has already died down and run its course. I also feel that some of you may be the last in your group of friends who needs to settle down. Maybe a lot of your friends have already gotten married and have had children, or they have decided to trade their boho chic artistic lifestyle for a more corporate environment, you know. Potentially the situation of the economy has pushed them in this direction. The fact that they may have started a family pushed them into the direction of needing to create more financial stability, and they found the stability in organizations or in all sorts of like square type of environments in which they really need to follow a certain routine, and there is a hierarchy and they need to be part of it in order to thrive. And it's kind of like you feel like these people sold out and you're the only one here holding ranks. But at the same time, I feel like you are aware of the fact that your friends may be looking at you and thinking, when are you going to make important commitments? When are you going to show us that you have indeed grown up? But the thing is that you don't see growing up as giving up on your creativity, imagination, and freedom. So again, there is an ideological conflict there. Your friends have changed. They have changed their mindset as well in order to adapt to the pragmatic circumstances of their lives, while you did not have to make the same decisions. Some of you, when you're watching this reading, you're going to you're going to shout at the screen saying, no, but it's the other way around. Yeah, so maybe you are the one that had to make these adjustments in your life. You traded your creative lifestyle for a more orderly and disciplined form of work in a corporate environment, potentially, or in an organization, in some sort of state-funded administrative role, because it gives you stability. It gives you, a wage, an income each month. You don't have to get by on precarity, right? But whichever the case, I do feel that there is this dissonance. There is this issue here between one side and the other. One side that wants to live more creatively and without certainty in this kind of bohemian, poetic, free lifestyle, while the other side is like, you know what, I'm done struggling. I like my little luxuries. I want to be able to afford a good living, a good life for myself and my family. So I'm just going to have to compromise. That's it, And if you feel that I sold out, then that's your issue. It's not mine. So yeah, there is a divide. There is this ideological wedge between you and your friend. We see here Tara, the goddess of protection. There may have been also a religious problem here. One of you could have recently become more religious, right? Become a little bit more like church abiding, church going, reading the Bible, talking about Jesus more. And the other one is like, what is going on with you? You're scaring me. Like all of a sudden you're preaching about God and Jesus and the Bible. So there is this change that you guys had to go through. I see here spring. Okay, there is the opportunity for renewal. I see the male principle, the bear. We have here a step towards reconciling with the masculine is before you. Some of you are in a connection with a male friend and you had an ideological problem, like a male friend that recently converted from the religion that you know them to have been born into. They converted to a different religion and you're like, what prompted this shift? I mean, it's not just changing your religion, you're changing your whole lifestyle as well. It's like, I don't know who you are anymore. And it's a pity because you were my dear friend. I felt like, you were protective of me. What's going on here, yeah? Some of you have a sibling who is a man. And it could be that your sibling is going at the moment through a certain career change, a certain philosophical change. They may have changed their religion as well. I feel like the change happened first in the mind, in the system of thought, and then it trickled down into this person's lifestyle. And you could be feeling this divide between you and your male friend, your sibling who could be a man. And you're not understanding. It's like, you used to be my brother, you used to protect me. And now I don't understand what you're going through. It's like, where do these extreme ideas, where do these traditional thoughts, where do they come from? It could be that your sibling or your friend has recently gone down the far right side, yeah. Whereas in the past you both shared these liberal beliefs, all of a sudden they're becoming increasingly more like heavy and judgmental and strict and aggressive in their political and religious beliefs. The Spring card does tell me a little bit that there is space here for you guys to repair this connection. But let's see the other cards. We have here Lady Nada. We have Divine Service, Light Work, and Higher Heart. And we also have here Growth. Oh, beautiful. So this is the card that says, growth requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growing pains can help you in gaining wisdom and experience. The old must be left behind before gaining the new. You can heal this connection, but I'm telling you now that it will be an effort. It will require a sustained effort from your part to be soft with this person, even as they come at you with harshness. Do not allow this person to bully you into their own changed way of thinking and believing in a higher power. You need to maintain your own beliefs, and you need to continue to be this awesome polar bear dressed in a white suit after Labor Day and to just basically continue to be this freak, even if you feel like you're no longer supported by your friend, by your sibling, by your group of friends that used to be as unique and as freaky as you. You need to continue to carry this white flag in your own gentle way. And I feel that in time, there will be this sudden awakening of your friend, your sibling, this individual that has been in some way, I feel like they have been like their thinking has been in some way hijacked by popular opinion, YouTubers, TikTok, social media, infiltrated their brain. And they got lost. They no longer know what they believe in. They feel that they should believe in something strong. They should follow tradition, that they should lay down the rule of law, that they should conform in order to survive and thrive. But no, that's not the case. I feel like your friend is going through something delusional at the moment. And that's why you are summoned to do light work. Because a light worker sheds light on the shadow, right? On the darkest elements of human nature and human experience. A light worker speaks from the heart about very difficult experiences, about very difficult life circumstances. I made it through the pain. I made it through the dark night of the soul. I confronted my shadow and my deepest fears, and I'm here to share this light, the light that I have gained at the end of a very strong spiritual ordeal. Yeah? Light workers are not just beings of love and light that shine at you and look like they, I don't know, have been dressed up by Desigual or Vivienne Westwood. I don't know, something dramatic and pretty. No, a light worker is any person. It can be a poor person, it can be a rich person, it can be male, female, different skin colors. It doesn't matter. What matters is how this person's light radiates from within, because they have been doing the work of understanding that sometimes it's okay to swallow your pride, that sometimes you have to let things go, that sometimes you do need to be the bigger person in a situation that requires all your strength, that when confronted with evil, you do need to adapt in some way. You can't just face it head on, because you will only make it bigger and stronger. A light worker understands the power of letting go, the power of dissolving their ego, the power of enduring through hardship. And you know all these things. And at the moment, unfortunately, I feel like you are being called to endure this friendship, to endure this connection to your sibling. Tara is here to protect you. And she's letting you know that, as you can see, this girl with the bear behind her, oftentimes also we would see this element as a person cloaked in the skin of a bear or the skin of a lion. So this tells me that your friend is still at heart, they are the person that you know to be, but they are temporarily in a state of delusion, which is brought about by all sorts of economic and political events, but also social media manipulation. And they will gradually wake up from this delusion. And I think that it will be wonderful and powerful if at the end of this waking up, you will still be there for them, holding their hands and letting them know it was all just a bad dream. Sometimes friends and family members, they need to go through difficult experiences, even as we watch them self-destruct, even as we watch them self-sabotage. It is good not to intervene if they don't ask for our help. But when they do, it is good to be there for them and to finally, whatever we've been holding back as we were watching them self-destroy, we can take that wisdom and finally give them the healing that they need, the perspective that they need, so that they can break free from the shackles of delusion, so they can understand what is real from what is fantasy. Because your friend, your sibling is going through certain battles with evils and fears that don't actually exist. These fears have been planted in their mind and in their heart by all sorts of hearsay, all sorts of things in society that scare them. And when they wake up from this bad dream and they understand there's nothing to fear, what was I doing? Why was I so extreme? Well, you're going to be there for them and be like, well, let's shake it off and understand that we are these freaks and we shouldn't hide the fact that we are so unique and spontaneous and cool and quirky, and that there's nothing to be afraid of for being different. We just accept it and move on. Yeah. So you are the strength. Lady Nada is here, imbuing you with so much loving energy. And you will find out in the coming period just how strong your loving energy is against a person that is angry and fearful. When we first see a person that is angry and fearful, we get scared because we feel like the presence of evil is just too strong. Love and compassion and a kind response will never destroy something like that. But in reality, all we need to do is have patience, because love and light and compassion and kindness and softness, they don't work like this immediately. Yeah, sure, a fist fight, would have an immediate effect. Violence has immediate effects. But that doesn't mean that violence is over and above the power of love. It just means that they work in a different way, and the one that takes longer to have an effect is in reality the powerful one, the one that brings about true, long-lasting, enduring change, not violence and not extremism. So I feel that very strongly. You will have the chance to bloom in this connection again and get closer to one another. But you need to understand and support your friend, even as they don't see or feel that they need your support, because they have severed the connection that they had with reality. But it's only temporary. So this is the good, optimistic, hopeful message of this reading. It's only temporary, okay? Come spring, your person will see the light, and the light, by all intents and purposes, is gonna be you. Yeah. So don't give up, okay? Don't give up. Softness has its beautiful place in the world. Thank you so much for listening, Group 3. I wish you good luck. God bless you in your healing friendship. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Take care until then. Ciao. Hi, Group 4. Hello, darlings. Welcome to Healing Friendships, a pick a card reading in which my intention is to bring you clarity related to a connection to a friend of yours, a best friend, a sibling, somebody that you call a member of your soul family. And maybe you're going through some issues at the moment and you need to figure out what can you do to make this connection work. So we have here the squirrel. So you guys were drawn to this plush toy. It's one of my favorite. It was actually created by a German company, Unitoys, in Henney, Germany. Reuchterstraße 38. I don't know, I just found it so sweet. I'm always looking for plush toys that look very close or similar to the real life animal. But in this case, the squirrel here represents a very sprightly character, energetic, dynamic. As you know, squirrels move very fast, right? They're very cute, but they're also filled with speed. So I think that the connection between you and your friend is quite dynamic. This is a connection in which you both you bring out the best in each other. You're very talkative, you exchange a lot of information. There could be a good amount of gossip involved in your connection. There may be some irritation as well. You could take the piss on each other. Like, for example, you may criticize each other, but you're doing it very openly, very bluntly. You're not trash talking each other behind each other's backs. You're like openly confronting one another on your BS, right? So your friend calls you out when you're not being your best. Your friend is intelligent. Your friend is very youthful, very dynamic, very fast. I feel like you guys have a lot of things in common in terms of online interactions. I feel like you guys could love to talk about gadgets and things that make your life faster, more efficient. You could be two air signs, a Gemini in a relationship with a Libra in a relationship with an Aquarius. You're always exchanging facts, information, news, the latest things. It's like, did you check this thing out? It just appeared. Oh my God, I got this new phone, or I got this new gadget that really helps me curl my hair in a different way, or that really helps me organize my days so that I don't lose time. There is a feeling of curiosity, constantly learning, exchanging information, but there's also restlessness and a sense of irritation in this connection with your friend. There may also be some teeth problems. I don't know why, but I'm just reminded of the fact that squirrels, they love to kind of like munch on nuts, and they go like, they have this really cute way of eating. And there is something here about skipping meals with your friend, or your friend irritating you with their diet, or you guys are both on a specific diet plan but your friend is not really sticking to it. There are some issues here with weight. You may observe each other's weight to an unhealthy degree. Your friend could have lost a lot of weight and you haven't, and there is this problem at the moment, or vice versa, your friend is gaining weight and you're losing it. You guys could be talking about the latest dieting fads. There is something here about policing each other's bodies and making sure that you're kind of on the right track, or you're aligned with the same kind of physical goals. But you're not a very sporty pair. It's more about clothes, makeup, diets, rather than going to the gym or sweating it out, you know, something of that nature. Let's see what the cards have to say. Five of Swords. I'm right, you're wrong. No, I'm right, you are wrong. Yeah, so let me tell you how it is. The cat is fighting the brave little mouse. In this connection, I feel like one of you feels superior to the other one. And you both feel like you're superior to the other one. There is something weird. It's almost like you guys are low-key frenemies. Like, you can't stop talking to each other, but you're also kind of like pointing out each other's flaws and issues. And like when you meet, it's most of the time, it's like a game of seeing which one endures the most criticism from the other one, or which one calls out the other one the most, because you believe that being brutally honest is the stuff of real friendship. When in reality, it could just be a weird passive-aggressive way of dumping your own violence onto this other person. It's a way in which you are not accepting yourself, you're not accepting your friend, and it's kind of sabotaging self-love and compassion and understanding. But you engage in these mental debates in which you kind of enjoy that, because it pushes you to always find out new facts and new things to impress your friend with. It's like your friend could say, oh, did you hear that so-and-so separated? And you're like, yeah, I knew about this for a month. Did you hear that this person had a baby? Oh, really? What about this other thing? Or I got this new gadget. It's really helping me chop my vegetables. Ah, that's nothing, girl. Let me show you this thing, which is even better. And mine is actually more efficient and it costs less than the one that you got. So it's kind of this vibe of It's a little bit like the energy of group one-upping each other in a way. I'm kind of better than you, but I'm not going to say it bluntly. I'm just going to, in our conversations, I'm just going to be a little bit passive aggressive. And you actually like it because I feel like you both are kind of locked in verbal battles, but they're not, it's not like you're having aggressive arguments. It's like you like to be cleverly mean to each other, and call each other out, and it's a game of wits. It's like, who's going to drop the mic on the other one? who's gonna say the most shocking, interesting, fascinating thing right now? Who's gonna be the one that's gonna have the wittier comeback, the wittier reply that will silence you? But you don't silence each other out because you're both very intelligent individuals who are constantly kind of like engaged in something you won't give up on. I'm already exhausted just tapping into your energy, guys. How do you guys, where does this energy come from? Let's see. It could be that you both are also part of the same academic branch. Some of you could be working in research or as part of a group of researchers at the university. You're highly intelligent, highly skilled people, and that's why you enjoy this witty repartee. You enjoy the debates, you enjoy the comebacks, you enjoy the mental games that you guys play with one another. So we have here the Knight of Wands. I see here a male and same aged man as you. So a man that is most likely in the prime of their life, their 30s, 40s. This is an individual that is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. A person who's very adventurous, likes to travel, may travel a lot for work. A person that can hold their own in front of a group, is a natural born leader, a performer, very charming, very hot, very charismatic. And we have here the Fool, jumping into a connection with this person without any forethought, without any concern about consequences. Look at the face of this dog. It's amazing. It's almost like saying, like, is anybody watching? I'm going to do this, and I know it's bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyway because I can't help myself. It's like, don't push the button, push the button, don't push the button, push the button. That's kind of the vibe. So I feel that one of you is trying to get with the man of the other one, or there is something here about wanting the same kind of individual, crushing on the same kind of person. If you both have I feel like you like celebrities, you like the same kind of musicians, the same kind of actors, and you both are crushing heavily on the same kind of individual. And it's kind of like this hidden competition on who's going to get there first with this person who's incredibly hot and very desirable, who's going to trap them first. Is it me? Is it my friend? Is it, or my sibling? You guys are very playful, I'll give you that, okay? Although it's kind of exhausting being in this connection, you guys are playful. Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's because you both know how lucky you are. You both know that the odds are in your favor. I feel like your friend constantly surprises you with how they end up winning arguments or conversations, how they end up grabbing or snatching things that you wanted for yourself. And also you have the same effect on your friend. It's kind of like, how did you do that? I'm completely shocked. You were able to pull it off. Oh, interesting. Next time it's going to be me. The Wheel of Fortune is going to turn in my favor. So it's kind of like you guys are constructive, productive frenemies. This is weird. This is interesting. You're teaching me a lot, guys. I want to pull one more card. And when I split the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. Be mindful of the fact that this constant showmanship between the two of you could block you from actually earning money. It could push away collaborations. It could be that you guys have some sort of podcast in which you trash talk each other live, or people know that this is your brand. You call each other out, you argue with one another. But this in long term is going to be bad for business. I feel like people may want to support you, may want to, for example, partner up with you, but they can't because of this toxic vibe of your brand. because of the way that when you two come together, as people know that trouble is going to happen, you know. It could be that you are obnoxious to other people, while you may not be obnoxious to each other overtly, because you enjoy these mind games, you enjoy one-upping each other. Other people perceive you as, this is not a harmonious connection. Siblings shouldn't be like this. Best friends shouldn't talk to each other like that. What's going on here? But you have your own inside jokes. You know why you're doing what you're doing. It's just that other people need to be persuaded to understand that, because they don't get it initially. When they first meet you, it's like, you guys are friends? Are you sure? I mean, what we're seeing from the outside is completely the opposite of what you guys believe that you're doing. So I think that you guys could benefit as a unit from understanding your role in society, in groups, in the larger picture. A little bit of self-awareness can really help you, because you guys are so locked into this connection and you're so caught up in competing with each other and being the best and giving the best witty remark, that you're forgetting the fact that you're part of a larger group. You may be, if you're siblings, you're part of a family that kind of sees you in a weird way. You're alienating family members through this behavior. If you're friends, it could be that in your group, maybe at work or in the group of friends that you both have, you're alienating people because it feels almost like what you're doing to each other is low-key self-destructive. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards have to say, because this is interesting. Laka, love. Okay. The bear totem again, group 3 had this as well in a different way. So the keywords here are retire into your own den to find answer. Give up the struggle, give up the arguments, and you're going to understand what is the underlying issue in this connection with your friend. Specialness. If you are so unique, then what does that make me? Like, I want to be unique. I want to be better. I want to be seen as different from you while still being your friend. But then if you want to be seen as unique and different, we end up becoming the same kind of person. Yeah, I remember I had a friend in high school who was struggling to form her identity, and she was kind of partying and reading things that other people were telling her to read, not really things that she really enjoyed or felt guided to, while I was kind of like the introspective weird kid in the class that would just show up to school with thick novels. I was reading War and Peace under the table in my math class, and was also almost kicked out of the class when my teacher remarked that I was reading the Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie during break, holding holding the sports jackets of all the other classmates of mine who were doing sports, because I couldn't, because I was exempt due to my heart condition. And one day she sat down next to me and she told me like, oh, I see that you're reading Jack Kerouac on the road. And I was like, yeah, I'm really trying to understand the Beat Generation. And she was like, well, that was kind of my thing, you know, I'm the one who reads Jack Kerouac in our classroom. If you're reading it, then that doesn't make me special anymore. And I just told her, you know, you're special because this is how you were created. And I'm only reading Jack Kerouac because I felt inwardly called to try to understand more about the Beat Generation. I'm not reading it because I want to be seen as special by other people. And it was interesting because that was a moment when we broke the ice with each other and we started a conversation about what it means to be unique and why you should read or do certain things because you feel it on the inside. Hey, I feel drawn towards that. I feel drawn towards this person. I feel drawn towards this hobby. I feel drawn towards this book or watching this film, you know, or listening to this music. Not because society tells me so, but because I feel it inside of me. Yeah, I'm ready for this experience. I want to see where it takes me. I want to see what I'm learning from it. So I think there may be something similar going on in this situation with this unique special card here. I also see the green Tara. Oh, you're definitely here from group 3, because group 3 had this card, the green Tara, but from this deck, not from the Everyday Goddesses deck. And we had a bear totem as well in group 3. Maybe your friend is listening to group 4 and you are listening to group 3, who knows? It would be wonderful if you can share this pick a card reading with your friend and see if any of what I say matches. But I see a link between group 3 and group 4. We have here enlightenment, protection, and liberation. And I definitely feel that in this connection, you guys will benefit by taking a break from each other, by not separating completely, keeping in touch, but just deciding to not contact each other so much, maybe even going on some sort of like different experience, a different exploration. Like one of you could take 6 months abroad to study something so that they don't come into contact with your friend so strongly, or get into a hobby that they only do by themselves. You don't invite your friend to do this hobby with you. Because I feel that if you take this time by yourself, you're going to be able to detach from this connection and see it from a different perspective. And having this gift of a different perspective will help you clear up any problems, will help you understand your friend in a different way. Detachment is very good for us. Sometimes we separate from people because we need the breathing room to really process what we have been going through in that connection with them. And the green tire is letting you know that you can trust this break, this separation, because it is necessary for both of your spiritual growth and your maturity as human beings, and your connection is protected. You can still come back to it. There is still a lot of love between you and your friend or your sibling, even as you guys may drift away from one another temporarily. And the final card that we have here is death. I for a moment I needed some silence to try to understand whether you have lost a friend, but I don't think so. It may feel like you're losing your friend. It may feel like by separating from this friend, it feels like you're separating from a kind of life that you used to lead. And the separation may be pushing you into a different version of reality, one that you may not be so ready for, because you feel that in this new reality, you are friendless, you have to make it on your own, and things are just very difficult. Yeah, things are just complicated. You may need to make decisions all on your own without consulting your friend. So we have here, what parts of you, your habits need changing? How do you feel disconnected with yourself and with others? Have you been neglecting your physical and emotional health? Well, this is the issue, and this is why you guys need this separation, this breathing space. Because staying in this kind of behavior where you're constantly like attacking each other verbally is going to lead to some poor mental health problems. You're not noticing it right now. You think it's fun, you think it's cool, it's sarcastic, you think you're building strength, but in reality, you are really lowering your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-efficacy. Your abilities are lowered because you're just constantly keeping this chit-chat going. You're distracted when you could be spending your time learning a new skill, learning a new language, improving yourself in some way that can be benefic for your future, can bring you more financial stability, can help you get in contact with a different group of friends, and maybe you'll meet more interesting people than your current friend at the moment. So this is about limiting the amount of chatting that you're doing to your friend and limiting the amount of criticism, this funny, quirky, sarcastic criticism. You may call each other names that are very disrespectful, even if you say them in jest. Words have power, and the more you pronounce those words, the worse you feel about yourself unconsciously. So what's going on consciously between you and your friend? You think that it's okay, you're in control, but unconsciously you're receiving the opposite kind of messages. It's like, if I call my friend stupid, well, she knows it's a term of endearment, that's okay. But the repetition of the word stupid every day, even if you say it with kindness, unconsciously lowers your sense of self-esteem. So you would end up believing that you're stupid even without realizing it, and you would start making mistakes that lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that may even lead other people to call you stupid as well as a consequence of that. So be very careful about how you call yourself and your friend, because it is the repetition of that act that leads to a sedimentation of it in your psyche. And as I said, it could happen unconsciously. You may not even be aware it's grating at your personality, that is diminishing your sense of worth. Bring more love, more care into this energy. Hug your friend more. Tell your friend some nice things, Open up emotionally a little bit. It's too much banter and it's too less physical contact. And that's why this connection is going to lead, if not both, at least one of you towards a mental breakdown. And that's not the point of friends. Friends are here to help you out in life. They're here to give you an honest perspective on your behavior. They're here to have fun with. They're here to help you understand that you belong to a certain time, to a certain generation. And even if friends naturally diminish as you grow older, it's a fact of life that we don't tend to have as many friends when we are older like we used to have when we were younger. And this happens across all cultures, across all, societies, across all classes and other denominations. It's just something natural. Towards the end of our life, we tend to become more reclusive, the hermit energy. So even if this process takes place, that doesn't mean that you generally have to let go of your friend and you have to, understand that it's okay, I can trash talk this person in her face as much as I want to because, eventually you lose friends, so what's the point? No, it's not like that. There is here a chance for you guys to actually have a connection that builds you up rather than puts you down. A connection that other people around you can also be inspired by rather than be repulsed by. Because at the moment, as I said, other people look at your connection and they're like, that ain't right. Okay? That ain't right. That's not okay. So I hope that this insight can help you. I hope that you and your friend can find ways of being close to each other that are more caring, that they are more emotionally supportive and warm. I'm sure that you guys can do it. I believe in you. You've got my support. I have your back. Thank you so much for listening. It's been a pleasure. God bless. Good luck with whatever you choose to do in this connection. And I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Take care.